a North Shore citizens group could be headed to federal court in an effort to block efforts to drilling of St. Tammany's first fracking oil well. Enlisting the aid of Loyola Law Clinic, concerned citizens of St. Tammany is asking the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the State Department of Environmental Quality to pull the plug on the permit process.
This comes even as the state's oil and gas industry touts the safety of the drilling process known as fracking. The proposed drilling site is an area north of Interstate 12 east of Louisiana 1088. But North Shore reporter Heath Allen says opponents of the project may soon make their way to federal court in downtown New Orleans.
They haven't changed nothing. So we're upset with it. We've just felt that they just rolled on the floor and had never had intentions of trying to stop this.
The outspoken head of concerned citizens of St. Tammany on the agreement announced between St. Tammany Parish government and Hellas Oil and Gas to drill the parish's first oil well in phases. Drill the vertical well between Mandeville and Abita Springs, then determine if the horizontal fracking operation is even feasible.
One, we have more time to deal with this, and two, there'll be less drilling on the front end. If anybody tells you anything different than that, or anything less or more than that, they're just making stuff up.
The citizens group, though, concerned enough to engage the Loyola Law Clinic to urge both the Corps of Engineers and the state DEQ to stop the process completely and start all over. If that doesn't happen, they say they'll go to federal court.
We're going to file for a TRO, which is a temporary restraining order.
Stop everything.
Stop everything, push everything back, and then we'll be firing more missiles across the bow.
Certainly, the fracking operation proposed by Hellas has drawn emotional local response. Fears that property values might plummet, that drinking water could be compromised.
If you go and you can check around the country, there is a lot of fracking problems they had around the country.
Keeping these aquifers safe from any contamination, whether it's drilling through them or in the hydraulic fracturing process, this is always a chief concern to the industry.
Reagan Dickens of the Louisiana Oil and Gas Association defends the fracking process. No danger to the Southern Hills aquifer, he says, a primary source of drinking water here.
That hydraulic fracturing is going to take place a couple of miles below the surface of the aquifer, and so that's really not a feasible worry or concern.
In the face of public outcry, just about everyone involved favors taking things more slowly. Concerned citizens of St. Tammany prepared, if necessary, to push for a judicial do-over. On your side in St. Tammany, Heath Allen, WDSU News.
Attorneys working on behalf of concerned citizens of St. Tammany say the oil company's applications are incomplete and should be thrown out.
Turning now to